You ever notice how right before something big happens, everything starts falling apart? Oh, it's funny, really. One day you're surrounded by people, feeling like you've got it all figured out, and the next, poof, silence. People disappear. Opportunities dry up. The phone stops ringing. And you're left wondering, what the hell just happened? You ever notice how people take it personally when life starts pulling things away? Oh, they get offended. They feel betrayed, like life just slapped them across the face and laughed about it. Why is this happening to me? What did I do wrong? Oh, the self-pity, the desperation, the begging to bring things back to how they were. But here's the thing, maybe it's not about what's being taken. Maybe it's about where you're being pushed. See, people like comfort. Oh, they love comfort. They love knowing what's next. They love predictable routines. They love their little circles, their little plans, their perfect little world. But growth? Oh, growth hates comfort. Change destroys predictability. And life, oh life, has this funny way of making sure you don't get too cozy when you're meant for something more. So what does it do? It starts ripping things away. Suddenly the people you counted on aren't there anymore. The opportunities you thought were yours just vanish. And it's not subtle. No. Life doesn't whisper when it's time to move. It shouts. And it shouts by removing everything that keeps you standing in the same place. Now, most people, they don't see it like that. No. They see loss. They see failure. They see abandonment. Why is life so unfair? Why does this always happen to me? But that's the joke, isn't it? It's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Oh, but you don't see it yet. You're too busy trying to glue the broken pieces back together, too busy chasing after what's already gone. And while you're crying over what left, you don't even notice where you're being led. You ever watch someone try to force something that's already dead? Oh, it's tragic, really. Trying to fix friendships that were meant to end, trying to hold on to jobs that are suffocating them, trying to make something work that life already rejected on their behalf. But they don't get it. They think they're being loyal, think they're being persistent, think they're proving how much they care. But really? Oh, really? They're just wasting time, fighting for a door that life already closed. You see, people want to be blessed, but they don't want to be moved. They want the reward without the redirection, but sometimes life has to strip you of everything familiar, everything safe, everything you thought you needed just to get you where you're meant to be. Because left to your own choices, you'd never leave. You'd stay right where you are, sinking into the same routines, surrounded by the same people, making the same mistakes over and over and over again. And that, that's not the way forward, is it? That's just running in circles. But here's the real kicker. When life starts pulling things away, it's not random. No. It's not some cruel joke, not some meaningless test. No, it's intentional. Because some things, they can't go with you where you're headed. Some people, they'd ruin what's coming next. Some environments, they'd choke the life out of your future before it even had a chance to breathe. So life makes the choice for you. It moves things out of your way, and it's not asking for your permission. But most people, they don't trust that. They don't trust that what's ahead is better than what they're leaving behind. So instead of walking forward, instead of embracing the shift, they fight it. They resist. They try to rebuild what was meant to fall apart. But all that does is make the process longer. Because no matter how much you try to drag the past into the future, life will not let you take it with you. You ever notice how people hate being alone? Oh, they'll do anything to avoid it. Noise, distractions, fake friends, meaningless conversations, anything to fill the silence. Because when it's quiet, when the world stops pulling them in a million directions, they have to sit with themselves, and that terrifies them. Oh, but life's funny, because right before something big, something real, it doesn't throw you a party, no. It doesn't gather a crowd to cheer you on. No. It isolates you. It takes you out of the noise, away from the people you thought you needed, away from the places that kept you busy but never fulfilled. And at first it feels like punishment. It feels like you've been forgotten, abandoned, left in the dark while everyone else moves forward. But maybe, just maybe, it's not punishment at all. Maybe it's preparation. You see, when you're surrounded by people, when you're wrapped up in the distractions of the world, you stop listening, you stop hearing, and most importantly, you stop seeing what's right in front of you. You ever try to hear your own thoughts in a crowded room? Near impossible, isn't it? But when the room empties, when the voices fade, that's when the real stuff starts coming to the surface. That's when the things you've been ignoring start speaking the loudest. People think isolation is cruel, but oh, it's not. It's necessary. Because when you're alone, you start to see things for what they really are. You start noticing who is really in your corner and who is just passing through. You start understanding what you actually want versus what you were just told to chase. And more than anything, you start realizing what matters. Not what looks good, not what pleases everyone else, but what actually feels right. But most people, oh, they never get there. No. The moment life gets quiet, the moment the crowd disappears, they panic, they scramble, they go back to whatever is familiar, even if it's killing them. But here's the real joke. Nothing great is ever built in the middle of chaos. No, the best things, the real things, they're built in the quiet. They're built in the moments when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when no one is there to tell you you're doing great. Because if you can't handle silence, if you can't stand still long enough to hear what's actually going on inside you, how do you expect to handle what's coming next? Oh, people think they want big things, think they're ready for more, but they don't even know who they are outside of the noise. They've never had to sit with themselves long enough to figure it out. And that's the thing, isn't it? When life isolates you, when it strips everything down to just you, it's not being cruel, it's showing you something. It's forcing you to see what you actually have, forcing you to realize who you are without the crowd, without the validation, without the distractions. And oh, most people hate that. They hate the idea that they have to face themselves, that they have to acknowledge what's really there when all the noise is gone. But until they do, until they sit in that silence long enough to hear what it's been trying to say, oh, they'll just keep running in circles, chasing things that were never meant to last. You ever notice how people beg for something new, something better, but the moment things start falling apart, they panic? Oh, they ask for change, cry for a breakthrough, swear they're ready for more, but when life starts removing things, suddenly they're on their knees, pleading to keep what they just said they wanted to outgrow. See, that's the joke. People want the blessing, but they don't want the process. They want something bigger, but they don't want to lose what's familiar. But here's the thing, before something new can come in, the old has to go. And oh, life doesn't ask politely. No. It doesn't gently tap you on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me, do you mind if I clear some space for what's next?" No, it rips things away. It shakes things up. It forces change whether you're ready or not. And most people, they fight it. They cling to what's breaking apart. They try to resurrect things that were already dead. People act like losing things is some kind of punishment, some cruel joke life plays on them. But maybe, just maybe, it's protection. Maybe it's making room for something better. Maybe it's clearing out the things that were never meant to last. But people don't see it like that, no. They see things falling apart and think, this isn't supposed to happen. I must be doing something wrong. They don't realize that sometimes things have to fall apart before they can come together in the right way. You ever try to hold on to something that was already slipping away? It's pathetic, really. Watching someone fight to keep a relationship that's clearly over. Watching them beg for a job that was never meant to be theirs. Watching them exhaust themselves, trying to fix a life that's already rearranging itself. But that's what people do. They think if they just try hard enough, if they just hold on tighter, they can stop the inevitable. But life always wins. And when it decides it's time for something new, nothing you do can stop it. And here's where it gets really funny. When life starts removing things, people think it's bad news. They think it means they're losing. They don't realize that sometimes the things being taken away, they were never meant to stay. They were never going to take them where they needed to go. They were never part of the bigger picture. And life is just doing them a favor. But they don't see it like that, no. They see loss, they see failure, they see doors slamming in their faces and assume life must have it out for them. But maybe, just maybe, life is being kind. Maybe it's shutting doors so you stop wasting time knocking on the wrong ones. Maybe it's pulling people away because they were only temporary characters in your story. Maybe it's removing things because you would have never let them go on your own. And that's the trick, isn't it? If life didn't force the change, you'd never move. You'd stay stuck. You'd hold on to the wrong things, wasting years trying to build something that was never meant to stand. But people don't trust that. No. They don't trust that what's leaving is making room for something better. They just see the empty space and panic. They try to fill it with anything. Old habits, old people, old ways of thinking, just so they don't have to sit in the discomfort of not knowing what's next. But if they only understood what was happening, if they only realized that the loss isn't the end but the beginning, they'd stop resisting. They'd stop treating endings like punishments and start seeing them for what they really are. Preparation. You ever notice how people always want a sign? They beg for it, they plead. Show me something, let me know if I'm on the right path. And then, when life actually starts showing them, when things start shifting, when people start leaving, when everything they know begins to crack, they panic. They start screaming, "No, no, not like that. Give me a good sign." See, that's the joke. People think when something big is coming, when life is about to change, the signs will be pretty. They think they'll wake up one day, birds singing, the sun shining, with some magical feeling that tells them, "Oh yes, this is it. Everything is about to fall into place." But life? Oh, life doesn't work like that. No, no, no. When something big is coming, the signs don't feel good. They feel chaotic. You start losing things. Opportunities you thought were guaranteed, gone. People you never imagined walking away, they vanish. Doors that were wide open, slammed shut. And suddenly, you're standing there looking around, wondering why everything is falling apart right when you thought you were supposed to be moving forward. And most people, oh, they take that as a sign to give up. They think, this must mean it's not meant for me. This must mean I should stop trying. But maybe, just maybe, that's the moment to keep going. You ever see someone digging for gold? Oh, they dig and they dig and they dig. But what happens right before they hit it? The ground gets harder. The digging gets tougher. It starts feeling like maybe, just maybe, they're wasting their time. And a lot of people, oh, they quit right there, right before they break through, right before they find out what was waiting for them all along. That's the trick. That's how life plays the game. Right before something big happens, it doesn't feel like you're winning. It doesn't look like you're close. No, it feels like you're being pushed back, like you're losing everything, like nothing is going the way it's supposed to. But if you knew what was coming, if you understood that all this chaos isn't meant to stop you but prepare you, you wouldn't waste time doubting it. You wouldn't waste energy trying to hold on to things that are being removed for a reason. But people, oh, they hate uncertainty. They'd rather stay in a familiar mess than take a step into the unknown. They'd rather hold on to something broken than risk letting it go for something better. And that's why they miss it. That's why they don't see the signs for what they really are. They're too busy crying over what they lost, too busy trying to force things back to the way they were, too busy convincing themselves that things shouldn't be this hard if they were meant to happen. But nothing big comes without a shakeup. Nothing life-changing happens without something ending first. And the people who get that, the ones who don't waste time mourning the old but prepare for the new, oh, they're the ones who make it. They're the ones who break through. Because they don't see struggle as a stop sign. They see it for what it really is. The final test. The last push. The moment when everything looks like it's falling apart, but in reality, it's all coming together. You ever notice how people want something new, but refuse to let go of the old? Oh, it's funny. They sit there, hands clenched so tight around the past, crying, "Why isn't my life changing? Why don't I have what I prayed for?" But they don't see it, do they? They don't see that their hands are too full to receive anything new. That's the joke. That's the trick life plays. Before you step into something bigger, before you get what you've been waiting for, life will test you, and oh, it won't be some little pop quiz. No, no, no. It'll be the final exam, the real test. The one where you have to prove you're ready. And how does life do that? It takes things away. It strips you down. It forces you to let go before you even see what's coming next. And most people, they fail that test. See, people love to talk about wanting change. Oh, they'll go on and on about how they're ready for more, how they're ready for that next level, how they're tired of waiting. But the moment life starts removing things, the moment the transition begins, they panic, they cling, they beg, they fight to keep things exactly the way they are, even though the way things are isn't getting them anywhere. It's pathetic, really, watching people cry over doors that were never meant for them, watching them chase after people who already walked away, watching them desperately try to revive a life that's already shifting into something new. Oh, but that's human nature, isn't it? People hate uncertainty. They fear the unknown. They'd rather stay stuck in a situation that's killing them than step into something that has the potential to save them, just because they don't know exactly how it'll turn out. They want assurance, they want a guarantee, they want to see the whole picture before they take the first step. But that's not how it works. No, life doesn't hand out roadmaps. It doesn't give you a play-by-play of what's coming next. It just starts making room. And making room? Oh, that's the part people hate the most. Because it means things start disappearing. That relationship you thought was solid? Gone. That job you thought you'd retire from? Over. That friend you thought would always be by your side? Nowhere to be found. And what do people do? They freak out. They act like they're being punished, like life is playing some cruel joke on them. But maybe, just maybe, it's not a punishment at all. Maybe it's the final step before the breakthrough. See, people love to say they trust that better things are coming. Oh, they'll preach about faith, they'll say all the right things until it's time to actually trust. Until things start falling apart. Until they have to walk away without knowing what's on the other side. And most people, oh, they don't have it in them. They settle, they shrink, they run back to what's comfortable, even if it's miserable, just because it's familiar. But the ones who pass the test, the ones who don't waste time trying to hold on to things that are already leaving, oh, they're the ones who get everything they've been waiting for, because they understand something most people don't. You don't get to step into something bigger while holding on to something smaller. That's the choice. That's the moment. Right before life gives you what's next, it will ask you to release what's now. It will force you to walk away without proof of what's coming. It will make you uncomfortable. It will make you question everything. But if you can let go, if you can trust the process, if you can stop clinging to what's already leaving, oh, you'll see. You'll finally see that every single thing you thought was falling apart was actually falling into place. You ever notice how people ask for more but complain when they have to carry it? Oh, it's hilarious. They pray for something big, something life-changing, something huge, but the second they feel the weight of it, they start crying. This is too much. This is too hard. Oh, what did they think? That more would come without responsibility? That bigger blessings wouldn't require stronger shoulders? That's the punchline right there. People want miracles, but they don't want to be prepared for them. They want the prize without the process. They want the reward without the refinement, but it doesn't work like that. No. Before life gives you something big, before you step into the next level, you have to be tested. You have to be stretched. You have to prove you can handle it. And most people, oh, they fail right there. Because what does life do? Oh, it starts pressing you. It starts pushing you past your limits. You thought you were tired before? Watch this. You thought you were struggling before? Let's turn up the heat. And it's not because life hates you. It's because life needs to see if you can carry what you're asking for. If you can hold what you claim to be ready for. Because if you can't handle the process, oh, you'll never handle the blessing. That's what people don't understand. They think the struggle is the punishment, but it's actually the preparation. It's the proof. You say you want more. You say you're ready. Oh, let's see. Let's see if you can keep going when it gets uncomfortable. Let's see if you can hold on when everything in you wants to quit. Let's see if you really have what it takes. Because everybody wants more, but not everybody is willing to become more. And oh, people love to fight this part. They love to resist. They whine, they scream. Why is this happening to me? Why is it so hard? But if they knew what was coming, if they understood what was on the other side, they'd welcome the struggle. They'd embrace the pain. They'd realize that every ounce of pressure, every drop of sweat, every sleepless night, every door that slammed in their face, it was all proof that something bigger was about to arrive. See, you don't get diamonds without pressure. You don't build strength without resistance. You don't step into the next level without outgrowing the last one. And outgrowing, oh, that's the painful part. That's where most people break. That's where they say, this is too much. I don't think I can do this. And just like that, they go right back to small, right back to comfortable, right back to a life that's less than what they were meant for. But the ones who make it, the ones who pass the test, they don't waste time complaining about the weight. They train for it. They adjust to it. They don't fight the pressure. They become stronger under it. And when the moment finally comes, when the thing they've been waiting for arrives, they don't drop it. They don't fumble it. Because they've already proven they can carry it. And that's the difference. That's what separates the ones who receive from the ones who retreat. The ones who make it from the ones who miss it. Not the dream, not the potential, not the talent. No, no, no. The only difference is whether they can handle what they asked for.